As to the other matter concerning whether Mrs. Adelson will testify as a part of the defense case in chief, Mr. Zellman, were you able to speak with her as to a final decision?
I'll allow, short answer is we were allowed 20 minutes during lunch break to speak with Miss Adelson.
In addition to the time that you had yesterday and other times?
Yes, Your Honor.
If I may, Judge, the issue is that we...
Well, one moment. Who's handling this matter? Not tag teaming any arguments of any sort?
Your Honor, what Ms. Fulford and I had discussed was the factual issues that are concerning our client's decision. She was more involved in than I was. So the only thing that I intended to address was the time that we had during the lunch break. Aside from that, I'm asking that Ms. Fulford be allowed to address the court.
Ms. Fulford, go ahead.
The issue that we're facing, Judge, is this was 6 days of testimony from witnesses for the state and a great deal of evidence that they have entered. We have discussed with our client, of course, her right to remain silent or whether she wants to testify or not. We have not had an opportunity to go through all of the evidence that's been entered in this case and have a full and frank discussion with her about that evidence. If there are any issues that she thinks need to be addressed for her testimony, whether she thinks she needs to testify or not, and what her decision is on that.
When we had the break yesterday at 2:45 in the afternoon, you did not speak with your client concerning whether she wished to testify?
Absolutely.
Evidence?
Yes, Judge, and that's what I said. We have discussed with her whether she wants to testify or not.
The defendant in every single case, Ms. Fulford, is faced with this moment as the defense case in chief is. What are you asking for?
I'm asking for additional time to be able to go through all of the testimony and evidence with our client so she can make a fully informed decision as to whether she wants to continue to remain silent or testify in this case.
Ms. Fulford, concerning that has been provided by the court. If she wishes to testify, we do need to go through the colloquy. If she does not, that's a simple matter. But there has been time pre-trial to prepare for this moment. There's been time during trial, and specifically, we recessed court early for you to address any issues of witnesses or whether your client to testify.
Yes, yesterday when you allowed us to recess early, Judge, Mr. Zellman and I spent time going through the evidence that was admitted, making sure that we understood everything that was there, because there was some confusion during the trial about things being added and things being removed, so we wanted to make sure we understood completely what there was there. We left here, went straight to the jail, and had the issue with the potential new witness and spoke with our client. But that's not an ample time to discuss with her what is actually coming in the state's case.
Your client is in a no different position than any other defendant who has to decide whether they wish to testify or not. I will give you 5 additional minutes to discuss this matter. From there, the defendant is going to have to make a decision whether she is going to testify or exercise her right to remain silent. Please check with the jurors. Let them know that we will get started momentarily. If there are no other witnesses for the defense, it is time for the decision to connect.
I can tell the court that the co-counsel and my client are deep in conversation. Professor Armagus.
I'm capable of stating that this resolve, no narration is needed. Mrs. Cappleman wants the defense rest of the state intending to place or put on any rebuttal case.
Two things not. If they rest without calling any further witnesses, I could change it. The sales decides to estimate it.
Fair enough. At this point, I do need a decision. Mrs. Adelson, please rise. You've been placed on your oath earlier this afternoon. Mrs. Adelson, I will advise you concerning your rights. You understand that you have the right to remain silent, and the jury will be instructed that your silence cannot be held against you in determining the merits of this case. Do you understand this?
I do understand.
Do you also understand that you have the right to testify as a witness in your case in chief on your oath to have?
Yes, Your Honor, to step.
You understand if you do choose to take the witness stand, you will be cross-examined by one of the prosecutors.
Yes, I'm willing to stop.
You understand that your credibility will be placed before the jury like any other witness.
Yes, Your Honor, to step.
Have you been able to discuss, or have you been able to discuss with your attorneys, the two rights that the court has placed before you?
Yes, we discussed the rights.
Concerning those rights as to whether you will remain silent or whether you will testify, have you made a decision concerning this matter?
I haven't. I'm not prepared to make that decision. This decision affects the rest of my life.
Mrs. Adelson, you're in the same position as every other criminal defendant who faces trial. Ultimately, you must decide whether you will testify or whether you will not. I cannot make you testify. Your attorneys cannot make you testify. But ultimately, you must choose whether you will testify or not.
I don't have to choose. I'm hoping that we'll have some time to speak to my...
This has already been discussed, ma'am. What is your choice?
Judge, because I was handling prior witnesses while Miss Fulford was speaking with Miss Adelson, can I have a few minutes, please?
What exactly are we going to accomplish that we have not been able to since the trial started, pre-trial, a long recess yesterday, or even the lunch break today?
That's what I'm trying to determine about.
That will give you exactly 5 additional minutes. From there, Mrs. Adelson has to make a decision whether she will testify or whether she will not.
Thank you, Your Honor.
If anyone in the gallery needs to use the restroom or stretch your legs, this is your opportunity. Gentlemen, Ms. Fulford, Mrs. Adelson, the extra time that you have been provided, that has come to a conclusion. We're not finished with the colloquy quite yet. I am not talking for the sake of talking. Before we have to move into any contempt, we do need to move on.
Get to it.
Mrs. Adelson, the question remains, as it relates to your right to remain silent and your right to testify, what is your decision concerning these two rights?
This time, I don't want to testify.
Very well. As I have previously stated, the jurors will be instructed that your silence cannot be held against you in any way.